Hey guys, this is Jonathan from Fitness for Freedom. Today we are going to go through the top 3 exercises that you can do to improve your posture. Now, the first exercise is the overhead band pull. Okay, so you're going to take a band, preferably one that's a little bit looser or has not very much resistance to it. And the more anteriorly rotated or the more forward your shoulders kind of roll, the looser the band should be or the less resistance the band should have. Because if you're using a really tight band or you have something that's got a lot of resistance in it, then you're really increasing your chance of becoming injured, and we're really trying to prevent that from happening, okay? So you take the band, you're going to hold it a comfortable distance apart, so there's just a little bit of tension on the band, or maybe no tension if you're really rolled forward. You're going to pull the band up over your head, and you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades down and back, and pull the band all the way behind you, keeping your arms straight the whole time. And then you're going to do the reverse motion on the way back up. So keeping your elbows straight on the way back up again, okay? And then once you can do 10 or 12 repetitions, or maybe even 15, with that resistance of a band, you're going to hold the band a little bit tighter, or you're going to get a band that has a little bit more resistance in it, okay? And you do the exact same thing now. So from the back, it might look like this. We're keeping our elbows straight. We're really squeezing our shoulder blades down and back, okay? And then we're going to keep our elbows straight again and lift the band up overhead. What this exercise does is that it simultaneously opens up the shoulder joint, so it stretches these internal rotators of your shoulder, and it helps strengthen your upper back muscles, which will help you pull your shoulder blades down and back. Okay, so it's a very effective exercise to help get your shoulders down and back. Now, if you're someone who has shoulder pain or neck pain, or lifting your arms up over your head can be painful, then I would recommend doing the T-raise instead. So taking the loose band and just squeezing your shoulder blades down and back instead. And then once you've gotten a little bit stronger, or you're better at using your upper back muscles, or you've done the rehab that you need to reduce the shoulder pain, then you can start trying the overhead band pull with a very low resistance band, or a band that's being very loosely held, okay? So that's the first exercise on this list. Now we're going to go down to the floor for the next 2. The next exercise on the list is the tabletop exercise. Now, to do the tabletop properly, you're going to lay down on the floor or sit on the floor like I am right here. You're going to take your hands, and I want you to place your fingers so that they're facing your heels, okay? So facing inward towards your heels. You're going to put your feet, so heels down onto the floor, okay? Your feet will probably come up to flat as you come up, by like toes up to start, okay? You're going to squeeze your glutes together and then pop your hips up. And then you're going to get to a certain height where you think that's as high as you can go, but I want you to try to pop up just a little bit higher so you get that little extra pop at the top. You're going to drop your hips back down, okay? So they're in the same spot, and then you're going to go up again, up as high as you can, and then a little extra pop at the top, trying to get a little bit more movement out, okay? So there aren't a lot of mistakes on that exercise that people can make as long as you get the setup proper, okay? Or you do the setup properly. Now, something that a lot of people will do is that they'll do the tabletop up, and they'll only go up to about here, or you can see that my hips are still down quite a bit. So it's really important that you really try to squeeze your glutes and really try to get as much out of your hips as possible, because the higher you push up your hips, the more of a stretch you're going to feel through your biceps and through the front of your shoulders, okay? And by doing this exercise so that you're stretching your bicep and your shoulder, you're improving the range of motion through your shoulders, as well as you're working on your glute activation, and strong glutes can be really important in maintaining a strong torso and improving your posture, okay? So I would recommend doing maybe 10 to 12 repetitions of that exercise, okay? And this brings us to the last exercise, which is the stability ball dumbbell row to external rotation to extension, okay? So I know that's a mouthful, but the exercise is actually quite a bit simpler than it sounds, okay? There's just 3 phases to it. Okay, first is you set up with your chest on a stability ball. Now I should say you can do this one on a bench. I just prefer to do it on a stability ball because more people have a stability ball or access to a stability ball than actually have a bench, okay? So we're in this position here, okay? You're going to set up so your dumbbells are a little bit behind the midline of the ball. You're going to row, okay, so dumbbell row to external rotation, where you're rotating up into a W, and then you're going to extend into a T, and then you're going to lower the dumbbells down slowly. So it's row, rotate, extend, lower, okay? So row, rotate, extend, lower. And what that does is it's a very good exercise to help strengthen the rotator cuff and the other scapular stabilization muscles in your upper back, okay? So in the first 2 exercises, we really focused a lot on helping to open that shoulder up. And on this exercise, we're really working on strengthening those upper back muscles to help pull your shoulder blades down and back, okay? So some common mistakes that people make when they do this exercise is they'll start with the dumbbells too far forward and they'll shrug up when they do that part of the exercise or any phase of the exercise, and we really wanted to avoid that, or we want you to avoid that, because again, shrugging up like this can sometimes lead to shoulder pain, neck pain, or over development or over tension in your upper traps. Okay, so if that's the case, or you have a lot of trouble doing the exercise without squeezing your traps, then I recommend dropping the weight or not even using no weight at all until you get the motion down properly. Okay, so again, we're row, okay, so our elbows are back a little bit, we're not forward, that helps us squeeze our shoulder blades down and back. Rotate, still squeezing our shoulder blades down and back, okay. Extend, still squeezing our shoulder blades down and back, and then lower all the way down. And at no point should you ever feel tension in your traps, okay? If that happens, then you just drop the weight. I would recommend doing somewhere between 10 and 15 repetitions of that exercise, okay? So to recap, we have the band overhead pull, we have the tabletop with your fingers facing your heels, and we have the dumbbell row to rotation to extension, okay? Well, those are the top 3 exercises that I think you can do or can be done to improve your posture. Now, if you enjoyed this video, found it useful or entertaining, please subscribe to our channel or like our page, because we deliver content just like it every week. Take care, and we'll talk to you next time.